So I think about all the people that have died to give you the right to have a life. And so I think about Pat Tillman and Chris Kyle in particular. And then I think about my friend Jimmy Quinn, who went over for numerous tours. Then I think about my roommate Eric that went over for numerous tours. Then I think about my roommate Derek, who went over and was in the invasion of Panama to get Manuel Noriega. And I think about this. I'm with all these people, and then I have so many other friends that gave you an opportunity to live a good life. And then you go out here and systematically break every fucking law possible. Speeding, harassing, lying, cheating, mocking. They didn't die. If you would interview them, they will tell you they did not die for you to be able to do this. As my father served in World War II, he was a cook on a naval vessel. All those people did not die so you could break the fucking law. So I went to Arlington National Cemetery, the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, saw the changing of the guard in 8th grade. But the thing is, I look out there on all those white stones and I think, wow, they didn't die so I could commit crimes. They died to give me an opportunity to live a honest, good life. And I think about all those people rolling over in the grave that they didn't die for you to commit crimes. So I out every fucking criminal that is here. To me, they're a fucking piece of fucking dirtbag, piece of lying. Anyone who's lying, cheating, stealing, I want to destroy them. Every single fucking one of the corrupt motherfuckers. Because those people didn't die so they could commit crimes. They didn't die for illegal aliens. They didn't die like, I'm going over there so we can have sanctuary cities. And then all my friends were huge anti-LGBTQ that went over. Huge anti-LGBTQ. So they didn't die so you can have the LGBTQ. Fuck you. They put their life on the line to protect their family and their country, the righteous and just. Do you think Washington did that? He did it because of injustice. Honest Abe and Washington, I cannot tell a lie. So you think all these people died to support the cartels, to support the terrorist organizations, to support the criminal gangs, to support the Italian and Russian mafia, to support some guy so he can speed down the fucking road and violate the speed limit? That is not why they died. None of them. My roommates, they didn't do any of this shit. All those soldiers I gave a home to. And yes, Kip, who I used to be part of, he was part of my networking group, who did all the wounded warriors. And I worked with wounded warriors and wounded service people continuously. Then I worked with guys that did the honor trip at MetLife and helped people. They were service people. Oh yeah, I worked with servicemen in financial planning. And they help people get on the honor flight. But none of these people died or put their lives on the line so you could break the fucking law. None of them. The whole point, they were over there because somebody else was breaking the law. They were fighting to enforce law, to enforce righteousness and justice. They weren't fighting for people to break the law. They were battling to enforce the law. Hitler invading Poland and so on. And all these people died, and the Civil War was about the South breaking the law. And all those people died to enforce the law. So I don't get it. Our Civil War was about enforcing the law. All of our troops that we sent out was about enforcing the law. Not about you having the right to break the law. So I don't get it. Everything was about enforcing the law. All those people died at Arlington National Cemetery. All those people, Tammy Duckworth losing her legs, was about justice and righteousness and enforcing the law. So where do all these people get off that they think they can break the law? That's why the founding fathers, who were there battling for our freedom, right, said that following the law is mandatory. It is not an option. But you can see why they said that. Because they were there and all the people that fucking died to form the nation. And they said, following the law is not a fucking option. It is fucking mandatory. But you don't fight in these wars, do you? Or my friends that came back, like one of them, Lemieux, who died because some fucking guy was a drunk driver and killed him. And he just came back from Desert Storm or Desert Shield, I forget. And he was in battles, survived to come back to die from a fucking drunk driver, breaking the law. So, I don't get it. These people didn't die so you could break the law. They didn't die so you could mock the law. Lie, cheat, steal, deceive. So it was all about justice. Operation Just Cause. Desert Shield. Desert Storm. Was about doing the right thing. As I said, ending the slaughter of the Kurds. And everybody stood against, and oh, Matt Damon with his things of, it was a lie about, things of mass destruction. But no, he did. He used chemical weapons all the time. It's well documented that Saddam Hussein had, yes, weapons of mass destruction called chemical weapons. So, saving the Kurds. I was fucking pissed that we allowed the Kurds to get persecuted and gassed and killed and slaughtered. And they stood by our nation as our nation slaughtered them. Meaning supporting Saddam. And it's fucking unbelievable. His sons used to go around actively raping. His two sons went around actively raping women all over Iraq. If you didn't know that, it was true. And they would pick up women any woman and they would rape them, and if their family objected, they would kill the whole family. That's what Saddam's sons were doing. He turned a blind eye, but they would actively drive around. If they saw a woman they would just pick them up, rape them, and if the family objected or protested, they would kill the woman and the whole family. But these are things you don't know about Saddam Hussein and his two sons, do you? Besides the tree shredder, which they used all the time. But their sons were active rapists, raping Iraqi women left and right. So, again, I don't get it. And then the whole Syrian thing, enslaving them in ISIS. Iraqi women and Syrian women getting enslaved in ISIS. And then Iraqi women being sent into sex slavery in Syria. So I'm looking for a woman who has a meeting of the minds with me, that wants to be with me and love me, where Jen promised me she would never leave me. And you keep on selling into the evil. These people didn't die so you could break the fucking law and promote the fire department or promote anything, the police department. They died so you'd follow the fucking law. And there should be zero tolerance for anyone who breaks the fucking law. Respecting all those men that went to their fucking death. So go ask people. Go ask Pat Tillman. Pat Tillman's family. Go ask Chris Kyle family. Did they break the law? Were they people that went out and just actively? And you'll find out from everything I read, they followed the fucking law. And they believed in law and order. They believed in doing the right thing. But oh yeah, they're dead. You're alive. You law-breaking fucking scumbags. Like this fucking piece of shit. Couldn't wait till I passed the car, could he? Or the bicycle. No, fucking piece of fucking shit. Again, one scumbag after another scumbag after another fucking scumbag. You're all going to burn in hell, you know that. The shit you've done to me is unthinkable. The unfairness, the belittling, the putting down, the fucking disgrace. It is fucking unthinkable, the fucking evils you've done to me. And you continue to allow it. How could you ever allow it? You enslave me, you impoverish me, and I get to look at that fucking Mexican's piece of fucking shit face. So again, it's interesting. Truly, I'm driving down the road. They're the ones making all the faces at me. So, interesting. So, those people didn't die, and it's good. Women semi-drivers driving a dump truck. That's something they can do in the construction industry. They can drive cement trucks and dump trucks and all that. Truly, they can drive earth movers. They can run tunnel boring machines. That doesn't need intense muscular. So again, but I look at these things and They didn't die. You have no respect for the hundreds of thousands and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people that died to give you a fucking opportunity. Like Jack. Oh, my old client. He was in the Remodelers Association. He went to Vietnam. He was a veteran. He didn't break any laws. He was incredibly law-abiding. And he started the Remodelers Association based on rules, ethical conduct, morals and ethics. That's the foundation of the association that he started. High morals and high ethics. So, I don't get it. So you got the morning jogging club. It's a good thing. But again, where did it say they died for you to break the law? That's not what they died to. Why do you think you had Honest Abe and George Washington was all about integrity? Or how about Eisenhower? He was president. Did you hear anything, him cheating on his spouse or about breaking the law? No. Eisenhower was considered incredibly moral. So, I don't get it. Where did they give you the right to break the fucking law? And then they put the duties under the Constitution. Not only did they say you can't break the law, but they also said you have certain civic duties under the Constitution to be considered a citizen. So they say you can't incite. Also, you have to follow the law. Also, you have civic duties. All of this. Responsibility. And they put their life on the line and died hoping you do the right fucking thing. Uncle Sam wants you to do the right thing. Jesus and the disciples want you to do the right thing. As I showed you, the disciples didn't break the law. Judas did. He was a thief. But none of the rest. And Paul and all of them followed the fucking law. They were wrongfully executed, wrongfully persecuted. They didn't break Roman law. As the emperor said, I see no crimes in this man, no faults in this man. This man has done nothing wrong. And so what did the Pharisees do? They worked up the crowd because he was going to set him free, even when he didn't stand up for himself. The emperor said, I can't condemn this man. He's done no wrong. I see no crimes. Even if he won't speak to defend himself, I can't fucking send him to his death. Then the Pharisees worked the crowd, getting them. Those are called vigilantes, right? Mob rule. And the emperor gave in to the mob. Maybe because he thought they were going to riot. Because they were so fucking worked up. And what the Pharisees said to the crowd, who the fuck knows? But they worked up the crowd and they said horrible things about Jesus to get them to want Jesus to be put to death. So they had to whisper in their ears horrible things, working the crowd. This man is a heretic. This man is this. This man is that. Working the crowd to do the evils. So all I see around me is the crowd that condemned Jesus. As they worked the crowd to do the evils to me, the injustices to me, the evils to me. So the Pharisees, and you're the crowd being driven by the Pharisees, you're wicked as shit.